What's up, everyone? Welcome to The Main Issues, the show where we keep you up to date on all the latest crazy stories and controversies you should probably be aware of, and also some of the most ridiculous ones that should, in all honesty, probably be ignored. But we're going to talk about them anyway because that's just what we do. And if you like what we do, show it by liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, reviewing, or whatever way possible there is for you to show that you messes with us. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us worldwide on whatever podcast service you mess with. Understand that your input, you, matters to us greatly and to the overall growth of this show. We thank you in advance. Here hosting, we have myself, Al Taylor, also known as the Act 24. Leave it alone, I'm making it a thing. Accompanied by the one, the only, the greatest, the Dragonborn, DJ Williams. How you doing, DJ?
What's up, man?
So, this is episode 1.
Yes, it is. We've been trying to get this off the ground for a little while now, so glad to finally be doing this.
All right. So what you want to do? You want to get straight into it? You want to go into our big topic? Or you want to talk about what we're going to be doing with this show?
Yeah, let's talk about what we want to do with this show first. And I guess we could talk about what subjects we tend to cover or what we typically going to cover and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, so what were you thinking about it?
Well, I was thinking we could pretty much talk about anything that comes up that's going on at the time, anything that's pop culture, that's big in pop culture at the moment.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we should probably leave politics and religion alone.
Yeah. I really don't want to get into any of that.
No.
Not because I don't have any thoughts about it, but because those kind of things are just, I mean, it's so divisive, and I feel like we won't be adding a whole lot to the conversation by talking about that on this show. It's just
right.
It's just not anything I want to get into.
Right,
So,
I agree. It's too touchy. Yeah, definitely too touchy of a subject for both things. I guess if something big comes up, we can mention it, but no deep dive. No, I don't want to deep dive into any of those things.
yeah. And to be clear, when we say politics, we mean specifically like things going on in government and stuff.
Right.
Because I guess literally anything can be political in all throughout all things. There are political things going on. So
Right.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, because one thing I want to talk about could be considered political.
Right. What exactly is it you wanted to talk about?
Should the N-word be abolished?
That's a good question.
Let that sink in. Because everybody's coming up with all these rules about it. And it's, there are no real laws about it.
No.
About saying it, about using that word, who can use the word, in what sense the word can be used in fairly. So I just want to know what we can do about it.
Well, it's a funny thing because I don't want to say every race, because it kind of every race, but not even just every race, but every race, I don't know what a technical term would be for, like your sex or what kind of people.
Yeah.
Everybody has a word or two that people don't, that you shouldn't say to that particular person, but they say it to each other. Like, I don't want to go down a list of these words.
Yeah, let's not do it. Let's not do that. We don't need to say the words.
Right, but everybody kind of has their thing to say. But the thing that's particularly unique about the N-word is it's in songs. It's in rap songs a lot. And
it is deeply embedded in pop culture.
Yes, definitely.
Deeply embedded. And like just to say that we can't use this word anymore. This word, we're killing this word. Nothing's gonna go on with this word. You can't do it. I don't think.
No, I mean, let's be honest. If we do, it'll definitely make rap a little better. It'll force people to be more creative.
It's such a crutch.
It is. It's a real big crutch, man.
It's
way more now than it ever
was. A lot of stuff rhymes with it.
It's very easy.
I gotta say that.
Your favorite rapper, Lil Dicky, actually mentions that in one of his songs.
Because he's like
he wished he could. Yeah, because
he's like, if I could say it, I would do it, like do this, and then he like says words that like rhyme with it in one song. It's just like, yeah, it would be so easy. I do like.
That's what he says. He says, and like it's best to rap about like an opponent rather, and that makes such an easy opponent. You don't have to make it specifically anybody. You could just say that, and then bam, you got your opponent. You rhyming about this dude, and now everybody's gonna want to know, who is this?
Yep.
It don't have to be anybody at all, really.
Yep. It's just this N-word.
Right.
Well, yeah.
But that's my issue with it though, is I don't, and it's not a popular opinion, but the Gina Rodriguez situation,
and that's why, of course, I'm bringing this up.
Right. I figured
that's a whole situation where actress Gina Rodriguez, she was on it was an Instagram live, I believe, so. And she was just kind of singing along to a Fuji song, and she said the N-word during the song, and it rolled off just fine. Like, if I had seen that video on Instagram, all I would have had to say about that, like, oh, okay, that's her jam, okay.
And that's it.
Apparently, it's not okay. So, I think we should also say, for all the podcast listeners who might not be watching us, we are qualified to talk about this subject.
Right.
I just want to say that. Yeah, we're black. Just in case it wasn't clear. So, the whole thing with that is something like that only becomes a problem when people get upset about it. And I question, where do you get upset about it in this situation in particular?
And that's what I was going to say about it's not a popular opinion. I don't think... Now, I can see if someone calls you that out of... for specific derogatory intention, with specific derogatory intention. If you sang a song... I mean, what do you say? It's a song. It's an old rap song. That she grew up on that song.
Right.
Most of us did.
Yeah.
She's just singing the song.
Yeah.
So I could see if you said she called a black coworker that. She didn't.
Yeah.
She was just singing the song. And, I remember a thing a long time ago, J-Lo got in trouble for saying that on one of her songs. And Fat Joe says it, but the thing is, the Hispanic community kind of has always been allowed to say it.
Usually got a pass, right?
Right, but apparently not. And I feel like it's only directed at her because she's been speaking out about, because black people have always kind of been the minority or whatever, and I think the term is the least represented group in Hollywood. Okay. And her argument has always been they're not anymore. Hispanics are. And like she's been speaking out about it a lot lately. And some people say kind of rudely, actually. But nonetheless,
I don't know anything about that. Is that where some of this outrage is coming from?
I don't know for certain, but I definitely believe it is because, again, Hispanic people have always got a pass with it, especially the artists.
Yeah.
And apparently she does not get one.
Yeah, I was going to mention that too because, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about her, but just off her look, I couldn't believe that she getting torn up about this because she looked black.
Right, right, and you know, Hispanics can be either really light, almost white looking, or very dark, even very obviously black looking. But she's like almost smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, and because she has features, she could be considered African American by some people. Right. Yeah.
So. And right off the bat, she apologized. Before it even became a thing, she cut the feed, and apologized. Yeah. I guess because she realized what she was doing, what time it was. I probably shouldn't be saying this, and apologized. I mean, it's so much. It's so much bigger stuff to worry about.
Yeah, and it's like apologies aren't good enough either. It's never good enough. Oh, it didn't seem sincere. Did it? Did it not?
Do we want to hook her up to a lie detector and have her say it again?
Right. What? I mean, what do you want her to do? But I do feel like I kind of get where they were coming from when they were saying it didn't sound sincere. It sounded sincere to me, but she wasn't saying exactly that she was sorry for saying the word. I mean, I believe she was saying that, but
if you were offended, I think she said something along like if you were offended.
Yeah, if you go into it, I don't remember the exact words. I don't have the quote up here, but either way, the whole situation is overblown.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Definitely overblown.
And I feel like if that gets that much trash, that much like this story is getting a lot of play. Like everybody's looking at this like, oh, this happened. Like I couldn't imagine seeing this a couple of years ago. Like
not at all. Like okay, like even when the J-Lo thing happened. You heard about it for like a second. That was it.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
I actually do not recall that story at all.
Yeah.
It just goes away. And maybe this will be like that. Maybe it will just go away. I hope it does because I don't think she deserves the hate that she's getting off.
Not at all. I don't think so either. Jane the Virgin.
Jane the Virgin.
She's Jane the Virgin.
Yeah, and I really liked her in the she was in a Netflix movie
I
with
knew you were going to mention
Stanfield.
That. Yeah. Wait, with Keith Stanfield. Oh, the dating.
Yeah.
The thing that broke up. I thought you were going to say it was.
I can't remember.
Lakeith wasn't in it though. It was. Jeez, I'm drawing a blank. But she was in like a weird sci-fi Netflix movie.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see it? Yeah.
Nah.
And I had only ever seen her in Jane the Virgin, so I was like, well, why does she look familiar? Who is that?
Yeah, but in the movie I'm talking about, like, it was cool to see her being in that, like, more mature role and actually being like legit funny. Not that she wasn't funny, but I wasn't expecting to.
Like, I've never actually seen it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but
I wasn't expecting to be as into that as I was.
I'm actually surprised you saw it.
But going back to the original question, like, should the word be abolished? Like, should we all not say it?
Yeah,
if we're going to be telling other people that they can't say it for whatever reason it is.
The Netflix movie is Annihilation.
Annihilation?
Yeah, came out last year. It's a good movie. Check it out.
She's in that? Oh, she was in that. Yeah, with
Oh, so you did see it?
I've seen Annihilation. I didn't know it was a Netflix film.
Yeah, it went straight to Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know it went straight to Netflix.
I'm pretty sure it did. Don't quote me.
I think it was on. It was on PlayStation View, I think. Because I remember seeing it on the PlayStation splash screen all the time when it first came out. It was like in theaters and on PlayStation View. Because I don't even think Annihilation is on Netflix.
Pretty sure I watched it on Netflix though. But nonetheless,
like, yeah, that was a very weird film.
Yeah. I was gonna say Natalie Portman. I could not get her name out for some reason.
I couldn't think of Natalie Portman for anything either. It was like the movie with
like her face is in my mind. I just couldn't get the name out.
Yeah, I couldn't remember Thor.
Oh, did you hear she's supposed to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's going to be Thor.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. I thought you were just saying you couldn't remember her from.
No.
Okay, yeah. But
and that's way off topic.
But it is. But as far as the who gets to say it, again, every culture has their thing that people aren't supposed to say. But I feel like with the black culture is we say ours in music. I don't know a lot of Hispanic musicians and rappers and singers that throw it around,
right?
Or throw around their word, but I feel like we're the only people. I know gay people say their word on occasion, and women definitely call themselves B-word on such a regular basis.
Sure.
So right, they even do it in movies now.
But I feel like those other words don't have nearly the same impact.
They don't. Well, with the exception of the B word, because you call a woman B word if you want to, you in trouble. But I agree. The levels are different. Definitely levels are different. But how can you stop people from saying it? The only way to stop people from saying it is to, for one, we stop putting it in TVs and movies. Yeah, and then we could try to keep it out of music, but music is everywhere. Good luck. I mean, do they bleep it out on the radio? I don't never listen to the radio anymore, so I can't say.
I actually don't think so.
So, like, if they don't even bleep it out on the radio.
I don't think that they do because, I hadn't listened to the radio in so long. But I feel like I remember listening to some song and it was like they were bleeping out all these curse words, but the N-word just get a pass.
Yeah.
All the time. That's like Chappelle. That's like when Chappelle say on the Chappelle show, they could use the N-word with impunity. And that wasn't ever bleeped out. But he tried to say the F one.
Yeah. And they were just like, oh no, you can't say that.
Can't say that. If y'all haven't seen the Netflix special, that latest one that came out, you need to check that out because that is too funny.
We plugging Dave Chappelle now?
We plugging Dave Chappelle. I'm messing with Dave Chappelle. Shoot, who knows? He might get a comment or something like, they were talking about you on the main issues. Yeah, that's why I came and saw your show. Oh, for real? Nah, probably. Yeah, but I guess the bottom line is not a whole lot that can be done, but I think we can change our attitudes about it and not overreact so much when something like this happens, because when you going crazy off of the stuff like this, all the other real stuff dies down in the background.
Right.
You don't.
Yeah.
We looking at all this, and you can, and it's all kind of other stuff going on. Too much bigger things. Too many bigger things going on. And then there was another thing that came out about this recently. You were telling me about earlier regarding the N-word.
The security guard at a school, apparently they were throwing an unruly child out and needed assist, and the security guard gave assistance, and the child was just hurling obscenities at him, and it was just hurling obscenities at the security guard, and he asked him to just stop calling him that, the N-word being one of the obscenities. And then when the teacher responded to him specifically, stop calling me the N-word, of course he said it to the child. Security guard got fired for saying the word because they have a zero tolerance policy, and any mention of the word is not allowed. But you would think in this situation it would be understood, but apparently not. But apparently, it clearly he's got a lot of support coming his way. I think I read even Cher is trying to help him out.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yes. I was surprised when I had to read that twice. What's going on there? But yeah. So I think he'll be all right. He might get his job back, hopefully, at least, because that's just ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah. I understand the zero policy on it. We don't want to discourage teachers and students and faculty and staff from calling the students all kind of things. That's also each other. But in that particular, he didn't call anyone that. He was asking him to stop calling
him
this
that
particular word.
Yeah.
Man, where we living, dude?
Because who was gonna? Do you think they were worried that somebody was gonna complain because they heard him say it and they didn't fire him, and they were gonna say, "Well, this other person got expelled or fired last week for saying the word, but he just gets a pass even though he did say the word."
If I had to force myself to find some logic out of that whole idea of firing him, I guess that would be the route I would go, because I see no other way. There's no other way you thought to fire this guy for that.
Yeah, because you can find
about as strict as a YouTube algorithm. Doesn't matter the context. Throw everybody out.
Yeah, throw everybody out. Oh, this word was found in this situation. We don't care what kind of situation it was. Throw them out of there. And he's just sitting at home now.
It didn't say if he was suspended with pay or without pay.
Right.
It just said he was. I believe it just said he was fired.
Like full on fired.
Full on fired.
Yeah, because that's what the headline of the story is, that he that he was fired. I'll tell you one thing, I wouldn't actually want to work there anymore. I feel like even if this gets...
He worked there for 11 years.
Oh, man.
He worked there for 11 years and you fire him.
That makes it even
of
worse.
That.
I'm thinking this is like, because security guards go in and out. Usually.
Yeah.
Like, you get a different security guard every few months or so.
Yeah, so I remember from my school.
Yeah.
You might see one all the time, but always some new security guard faces. But yeah, right.
Yeah. Wow. And it just, okay. That's ridiculous. All right, let's get off this side. I'm tired of talking about the N-word. That's not talking about the N-word. Let's go to something else. Let's go to the situation going on in Hong Kong. Now, I know we just said we're not getting political, but is it really political when people's civil rights are being infringed upon. Their human rights, trying to take away all their decisions to choose, trying to take away democracy from Hong Kong. So the only way I know about this, and which is kind of sad on my part, is because a Hearthstone player, which is a digital card game, a professional Hearthstone player, won at least part of the tournament. And when he was interviewing, he goes by the name of Blitz Chung. When he was being interviewed, he decided to show his support for Hong Kong. And once he did that, immediately they cut the feed to the live stream. He was just live streaming an interview. They cut the feed and then they changed it to something else, like some other game or something. And then almost immediately we find out that it's been decided that he is banned for a year from competing in the game professionally. I think not even just this particular tournament, but all tournament, or this may be the main one. I don't follow esports a whole lot, and like I don't know exactly about this, but a whole year out of his sport is the Grandmasters tournament. And this is a game where I'm assuming you need to be playing to keep up. Metas change and things like this. I mean, it's a sport,
right?
And not in the rule they had for it was that they don't want to like anybody's opinions to be. It was something like that. It was such a blanketed statement that it could have gone for anything, and they just made it fit with this so that they could ban him. And not just him, but the two casters who were interviewing him.
Oh, wow. What?
Yeah, that's the big part of this story.
Wait, why them? What?
Okay. Okay, so initially, it seemed to be almost for no reason. Basically, just because they, I don't know, didn't say shut up, or something, because that's the only thing you could get out of it. I still don't think there's like official subtitles for the scene, because this was a Chinese cast.
Right, yeah, okay.
So,
I forgot about that part, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't know exactly what they were saying, but some transcriptions are saying that the two casters actually said, say, go ahead and say what you're gonna say, because they saw him come on screen. He had on a gas mask, and the gas mask is representative of that Hong Kong movement. That's something that they do to symbolize that they are protesters. So once they saw that, they knew. Known. They most likely knew exactly what was going on. So that is pretty much why they were fired as well. Well, fired from that job at least.
I don't know what to say about that, because I'm not familiar with Chinese politics are.
I'm not either.
Well, like you said, if it wouldn't even happen on the esports thing, we probably wouldn't know anything about it.
Exactly.
Which I guess is kind of bad on our part, but I'm gonna be realistic. I don't live in China.
But I also like that, and this made world news. This is not, just gaming news.
Okay.
This made Fox News and everything. I know it was on.
Oh, man.
It was on Business Insider because
you wouldn't
Blizzard
those things, yeah.
Yeah, because Blizzard, who is the creators of the game, publishers of the game, whatever, their stock has been, going down, not plummeting, but there's a definite thing going on because
who knew gamers were so political?
Yeah, because this became about censorship.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening here. They did that most likely. I mean, we don't have cold hard facts that they got a call from the Chinese government saying that you need to ban these people, but it seems an awful lot like they felt like it was necessary to appease them.
Well, yeah, China doesn't play when it comes to banning stuff. Winnie the Pooh got banned because some Chinese students pointed out that he looks like the
do they call
prime
it
minister?
Prime minister?
Yeah, the prime minister.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that was on purpose. I think it was just coincidence. But so hey, China doesn't play when it comes to that kind of stuff, man.
And they put out two different statements about it. And for the US, they said that their decision had nothing to do with the influence from the Chinese government.
I bet it did not.
They said that in the US, but in China, they sent out a different statement that said, we have banned these people to basically show our support for the Chinese government. That's not exact quote, but that's basically what they said.
Yeah. We gotta learn Mandarin.
Yeah.
And get these facts ourselves.
Yeah, so it's obvious that it's something going on there. Now, also, in another, I think it was a different tournament, there were American players who won a round, and they were going to be going to the next round or whatever. And when they won, they put up a sign showing support for Hong Kong.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I like hearing stuff like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Do you also like that nothing happened to them? Nothing happened to them. They basically did exactly the same thing that he did, and absolutely no repercussions.
Well,
because they didn't care about that, because China wasn't watching that.
Right. Okay, well,
now the same set of rules that they were talking about before to disqualify him. Ooh, I left out a big part of the story. They took all his winnings.
Oh no.
They refused to give him the money that he earned for it. I forgot how much money it was.
I don't know about that tournament specifically, but you win money, serious money of those game tournaments.
It was a good bit. But they recently went back on that and said that they are going to give him his winnings. and they reduced the sentence of his ban to 6 months instead of a year.
Sorry, man.
All right.
I'm not too surprised they kept the money. I mean, if all of that other stuff happened, of course they kept the money.
Yeah, but they're giving it back to him now, at least after all the backlash, because people are protesting Blizzard right now. They're talking about we'll see soon, because I don't know if you knew, but Overwatch is about to launch on Switch.
No, I didn't know that.
On Nintendo Switch, and
that's a Blizzard game?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know who I thought made Blizzard, but I mean, I don't know who
Overwatch.
I thought made Overwatch, but I definitely didn't have Blizzard in my mind.
Yeah, it's a Blizzard game, so that's like the main like protest going on right now. People are saying that they are not going to buy the game because of all this is happening. It's like now, like, we don't want to support Blizzard at all because of this.
Well, I don't play Overwatch anyway, but I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
After that, no, I don't.
And
I'm not getting my money.
And then also there is BlizzCon, which I believe is just next month. That's supposed to be happening. I'm not sure if they canceled it yet, but that was the main thinking, that they were just gonna cancel it because they're gonna have protests there. It's gonna be all that. Everything they had to announce, this is like this event is like their kind of small little E3 kind of presentations and stuff. This is the same place where they announce the card game. They announced a card game or something that didn't go over well. So I think they're gonna cancel BlizzCon because it's just not worth it to them. I don't think they had a whole lot to show anyway. Diablo Immortal was the game, which is gonna be a mobile Diablo game, when everybody was expecting them to announce a new proper Diablo game, and they announced it was for mobile, and then the person who was presenting it was saying, "What you guys don't have phones?" Man, I'm sure you saw that story.
The mobile game thing is really taking over, man. It seems like every time you turn around, another big mobile game is dropping. I don't play games on my phone that are on that level. It just doesn't. Well, I don't
doesn't do it for you.
No, it doesn't. I'd rather go home, play it on my TV.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I get the attraction of it all, but it's not for me. But that sounds pretty cool. I could see how Diablo would actually be on the phone, because I've played just about all of them. And it shouldn't be too hard to put that on the phone. Call of Duty has a mobile, and so does PUBG. So if they can do it, you could definitely put Diablo on it. But
why people were upset was because they were boosting this up.
Right, yeah.
Like, this was a huge announcement, and they're like, "Oh, we've been waiting for years for a new Dota game, and not Dota, but Diablo. For a new Diablo game, and we're finally gonna get it." And mobile, what? And this is, this was last year where everything is, going mobile, like, because that's where
Doom
the
had
market is now.
Doom had the same issue they have this nice cinematic commercial with the Doom guy coming back and like ready to kick butt. And I forgot what the name of it, but it's a new Doom game. And then you recently found out it's going to be on mobile. So everybody was, man, are you didn't hear about that?
I didn't know it was going to be a mobile Doom game.
Man.
But with that, there is, I mean, Doom Eternal is coming, although it just got delayed till next year.
Was that Doom Eternal? But
Doom Eternal is a console and PC game though.
Oh, okay.
It's not a mobile game.
But this one was definitely a mobile game. Or maybe they just had a mobile version and they just mentioned it. But yeah, people were really mad about that too. So I can see that. You see this nice looking game and you think it's about to be something epic.
Yeah.
And you find out it's on the phone. Like, what? How dare you?
Yeah.
But
back to the back to this year's BlizzCon. This was supposed to be their comeback from that Diablo Immortal announcement. This is supposed to be the time where they get this to show off on the stage and hopefully be bringing some things that people actually want. But it doesn't seem like it's gonna go that way. Is because if they do have it, I mean they're just asking for it.
Yeah, because people are gonna be there ready to protest without a doubt.
Like I looked up rumored Overwatch 2. Huh.
When did Overwatch come out? Overwatch has
it's been a few years. It's been a few years, maybe 4 or 5 years. Look, it's right there, 2019. Oh, is it going on right now?
That'd be funny.
It's right here saying huge protests pushing full steam ahead at BlizzCon 2019.
So they still held BlizzCon.
Yeah,
and the protesters showed
apparently in this, yep, a huge protest is being. Oh no, it says a huge protest is being planned for BlizzCon 2019. Protest organizers. I am not reading all that. Okay. The protest will kick off on November 1st at 12 p.m., the very first day of BlizzCon 2019, and will take place outside of the whatever that word. Oh, Anaheim Convention Center. Excuse me. I was like, I'm not even touching that one. I know what that is. Yes. So apparently they still hadn't called it off. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna be. Maybe this is the best thing for them to do, to go ahead and take their lickings, because if they don't do it, then it's
going to hit them in the sales.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's showing that they don't want to even allow people to protest. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be bad optics on them.
Yeah.
So I get why they're going forward with it, but it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be ugly. No, there's no way around that at all. They chose their side. This is what they're gonna, like you said, they're gonna take their lashes. This is what they asked for.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I was just about to say, you ready for the new Call of Duty?
The new Call of Duty. Yes, actually.
Warfare.
Actually, I am.
Would it be call it a Modern Warfare remake or?
No, it's just called Modern Warfare.
No, I'm saying, should we call it a remake or? I mean, I know it's not a definite remake, but I think I want to say I remember reading that the story is going to be different as well. So even then,
this is a complete reboot.
Okay,
all right, but they're changing pretty much everything about it. This is not like the story isn't at all connected. I mean, maybe some small lore things.
I think some of the characters are saying
something like that
as far as they've been revealing.
but this is not a remake of the original.
The campaign is supposed to be different and everything.
Yeah, which it looks
it's going to be like the it's not like it's going to be a lot of people who's played it, because like my nephews, they love Call of Duty, but Modern Warfare, I don't even think they were able to pick up a controller back then.
Wasn't it? I believe it was free on PlayStation Plus.
The original Modern Warfare?
Well. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was.
You know what? Yeah, one of them was free on PlayStation Plus. But I definitely enjoy playing the beta. Man, I don't think I've enjoyed a Call of Duty game that much ever. I'm really ready for this.
Have you seen the PlayStation State of Play showed a trailer a few weeks ago? Did you see that? I'm pretty sure I sent it to you.
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to watch it.
You didn't want to watch
it. I want to see it. I want to see a complete fresh out. I have faith in them.
They didn't. There was some gameplay in there, but it was mostly just a cinematic trailer.
Oh, okay.
And
so basically,
me and Tiffany were watching it, and she was like, she don't play games, really, but she was like, "Dang, that looks like a great movie." Like, I mean, she knew that it was a game, but she was like, "That looks like that's gonna be a great movie. That could be a great movie," and it did. It really looks like they're gonna go in on this story, and they have said that they have gone all in on story, which is a complete turnaround from last year, because Black Ops 4 had no story mode at all.
No, not really. You could do these weird you could do these real little backstory missions.
Never even tried whatever he's talking about.
You can do these backstory missions, like all the different characters that let you play with. You can like see their backstory. Well, you can play through their backstory. It has like a little cinematic. It's very small though. I guess if you add it all up for the characters,
I guess you would call it.
Then what?
Vignettes. Like little small stories. That's
a new word for me.
What's not Call of Duty, but the EA used to be World War II game, but I think they went.
Medal of Honor.
Battlefield.
Oh, okay, Battlefield.
But I think EA had Medal of Honor as well. But Battlefield is what I'm talking about. The one that still exists. I don't think it's been Medal of Honor for a while.
Barely.
Oh, barely? Did you play the last one?
No. Man, no. From what I read, nobody did. Man, that thing was dead on arrival. I think they usually
Battlefield 5.
Right. Usually Battlefield sales go almost neck and neck with Call of Duty. No contest.
Right.
They, like I said, dead on arrival.
You can go third person in Battlefield, right? I'm pretty sure you can.
I don't know.
Because
you have an issue with first person, so I don't have a problem with
because I think that was what like drew me to the game, and I wanted to try it because I'm like, I can play in third person.
Yeah, so.
And plus, Star Wars Battlefront is made off the same engine.
Yeah.
So
okay,
yeah. I assume
and we haven't touched that in forever.
Yeah. Apparently they, turned it around. Apparently it's a pretty good game now. It was a pretty good game from the beginning.
They just those loot boxes, man.
The microtransactions.
Yeah, they were.
Or as some call it, the macro transactions are just ridiculous.
They were, and they were still going nuts with those things at that moment. So I'm glad they turned that around. Did they do anything about the microtransaction thing?
I
loot
think
boxes and
I think
stuff?
they eventually went all cosmetic.
Okay.
But when we were playing, when the game first launched, they cut the microtransactions out. You couldn't pay for anything.
Right. True.
But they didn't change anything about the game that they had implemented to make you want to buy those microtransactions
In the first
so
place.
it was still grindy.
It's so grindy.
It was way too...
I think we played that thing like all weekend, and
maybe we unlocked one thing. Maybe we unlocked one character.
It was rough. And
they got an award. They got a Guinness Book World Record for most downvoted comment on Reddit. Yeah.
I had no idea. Jeez.
Yeah, because they gave that line about when people were complaining about all them about how many points it was taking for them to be able to unlock even just a single character. They're like, it takes 60 hours of gameplay or something like that just to unlock Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker.
No.
Stars of the Star Wars series. Like the characters
you want absolutely ridiculous.
You want to play as, and you don't even. And here's the thing: it's not even like a skin where you're gonna be playing like these characters all the time. You have to get enough points to be able
mid-battle to even get them
to
go
bring them to hero mode or whatever it was.
And you have to be at least fairly decent because that's not easy to do.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so it was just absolutely ridiculous. And then they had the nerve to say, is we made it like this for players to have a sense of pride and accomplishment.
How dare you?
When they... So that...
They really went there with that.
Yeah, so
I'm glad I
downvoted it. I can't remember how many downvotes it has, but the most in Reddit history... By far, like I don't even think anything is in the ballpark.
I see the title. Seriously, I paid $80 to have Vader locked.
Yeah. What is that number? Is that 600,000? Almost 700,000 points. Yeah. Downvote points.
Man.
And I believe you have to... I'm pretty sure you have to have a Reddit account to even downvote.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. I'm almost certain
I'm pretty sure you do. So
it's not a bunch of random people.
Yeah, these are not just people coming on here one time, never use Reddit, just saying... Oh, I'm going just to downvote this comment. These are people who've been on here who are looking at this story and
getting disgusted
about it. Yeah. It was the guy said, seriously, I paid $80 to have Vader locked? And then their reply to that was that the intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. And then a bunch of stuff after that, which is that first part just kills like the whole thing. Like, no,
I don't have to read anymore.
What?
And you know what? Which is why I'm so cautious about buying games now, which is why I jump on so many of these betas. But you jump on them with me. There's so many of these betas because let's see what this is first before we give you our money and you screw us.
Yeah,
and it's been happening a lot. They're pushing these games out before they're even fully ready because they know they can just update them through patches here, patches there. But you already didn't tick everybody off. So now we don't want to play, no matter what DLCs you implement, no matter what fixes you made, half the people are gone and they aren't coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's like Battlefront 2. I was way into the game, and I usually don't even play stuff like that.
No, you don't. Yeah,
I don't even like
because I'm still trying to get him to play Destiny 2.
And I don't like online competitive anything usually, but that is just so fun, and it existing in the Star Wars universe and being gorgeous. That I mean, the space battles and everything was so on point. That was the only thing that messed up with it was the monetization.
Speaking of Star Wars, what about the what's that game? Star Wars, the new Fallen Order?
Oh yeah,
Star Wars Jedi
coming
Fallen
out
Order
next month.
Next month, man, that looked good.
Yeah, it is on its way. It's like,
how do you think it's gonna do?
It's hard to say because there's a lot of contention about it because of what they showed at E3. It was
Wait, I saw that. That didn't seem bad to me.
It apparently wasn't enough for people. People were saying, like, you don't hardly do anything. Like, it wasn't enough going on to them.
Wait, was there a longer video that I didn't see or something? Because it was only like a few minutes long.
They released a longer video later.
Yeah.
That showed more of what you can do, but I'm just talking about that initial gameplay that they showed at the opening of the, I guess it was the opening of E3 because EA Play goes on first usually. So yeah,
seemed fine to me. I mean, I understand people want to be skeptical about the money. Yeah, push come to shove, there's always GameFly or Redbox,
and it's not just that; it's also EA. So
EA,
which is Battlefront 2, just like,
which is also Anthem.
Just talking about. Oh,
man, that was such a letdown. I was so excited for Anthem, and you kept saying it don't look good, man. It's not looking good.
When we played that beta, I was like, "This ain't it. This ain't it, Chief." Like,
man, now I haven't had a loading screen that long. I don't think I had a loading screen that long since.
It didn't make any sense.
Since the original, well, I ain't gonna say the original. Since Grand Theft Auto 3. Those loading screens were so long
on PS2.
Yes. They were so long.
Did you happen to play Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City on Xbox?
No.
It eventually came to Xbox.
I do remember that happened, but I had both systems at that time.
Later, so. And night and day. Load times, graphics, all that.
Yeah, Xbox
way better on Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox was the man.
I was an Xbox boy then. Not anymore.
I had both, so it wasn't a reason for me to get it on the other one. But now that I hear that, I kind of wish I would have.
Yeah, but the load times were night and day faster.
They were
mostly because Xbox was basically a desktop computer, and it put most things on the hard drive. And it just asked.
Matter of fact, that was the first system I remember ever seeing that allowed you to save a game to the hard drive.
Yeah, save a game to the hard drive, or save all your music tracks to the hard drive. Take them from a CD and you can put it on the radio in the game.
You could do that. You ever play that shooting game Black?
Yeah.
Man, I love that shoot, man. I think it was strictly campaign, but I think I must have replayed that thing like 100 times. And you could play.
Also, it's nerd time, y'all. I'm sorry. We going down the rabbit hole.
Showing true colors right now. But man, Black was, if they all these games they're remaking, please Please. That's the first shooting game I played where you could shoot someone through the wall.
Yeah, that was the main. That was like the selling point of that game in the commercials and everything. It was
you could shoot.
This was before Hard and Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so, man. Call of Duty wasn't what it is today back then.
Yeah,
Black was predated out because they didn't put shooting games on consoles like that yet.
Yeah, they didn't have those kind of.
No, you pretty much had to do play PC like that. And my dad's a gamer, so he always had the shooting games, and he pretty much just played any military shooter and Madden. He would play anything outside of that. It'd have to look really, really, really good for him to play it. But man, Black was so good, but you could do the same thing. Like if you go to the start menu, you could play the music on your Xbox while you're shooting up stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, man, it was great. I love that. Oh, man, I love that. God, I missed that game. But back to Anthem. I heard, so when they originally announced it, they had this schedule. It was like Act 1, Act 2, good. Act 3.
I was going to bring this up because, it was a little while ago now. Now, last month.
The thing about that is because Anthem was still put out too early, they still had so much core work to do, they're going to have to leave that alone.
Yeah, they decided to
postpone that stuff.
They not even postponed. It seems like they have abolished acts. Like they're not going to do acts anymore. I believe that's what they said. They're just going to focus on the core game and basically fix it from the ground up, because the issue is not that we're just waiting for more stuff to come out for the game. It's that the game is not worth playing.
No, and it don't take much for me to enjoy a game. So everybody was complaining about. So everybody's complaining about this thing and that thing. All I wanted to do was fly around in the Iron Man-esque suit and shoot stuff. That's what I wanted. That's what I got. Now, with all the other foolishness on it that ended up ruining the game, that part definitely bothered me a lot. But for the most part, I got what I wanted. But I couldn't. It was the reason I stopped playing because it got to a point where I tried to do this mission and I couldn't do it because the game was bugging out. It wouldn't let me go to the point where I was trying to go. So at that point, luckily I bought it. I had it on GameFly. I didn't actually buy it.
Oh, okay.
So I'll send it back.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it doesn't sound like anything's getting
better.
You
say I'll send it back? Or
I sent it back. I sent it.
Okay.
No, I'm not like you. I'm not going to have my seats.
It's two games sitting over there that, oh man, it's been a few months. It's It's
what
sad.
Game? What game? Do you even remember what games?
I remember what games, but I don't even want to. They're not even good games. I mean, I don't know. I hadn't played them, so I don't. I don't know if I would like them or not. But critically, kind of panned. It's the Sinking City.
Okay, all right.
Which is the kind of Call of Cthulhu inspired.
Yeah, I remember that. Wait, they didn't do good? That wasn't critic? It
was fair. It did fair.
It did fair? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't look like it was going to be amazing, but it looked like it'd be interesting to play.
Yeah, it did fair. And like, I don't even know how the other game went, actually. It's Bendy and the Ink Machine.
I seen you playing. What you playing that the other day?
No. We only been playing Overcooked. Like, that's the only thing I
could have sworn I saw you playing
lately. Maybe I loaded it up to try to mess with like my recording equipment or something.
Oh, okay. Because back to you on GameFly. 2 games. How much is the subscription a month? Like, is it $10 a month?
Not for 2 games.
How much is it a month for 2 games?
Like $20.
So 2 games. How long have you had the games? This has been a minute.
3, maybe maybe 4 months.
3, maybe 4. Man, that is a long. You're not getting your money out of the GameFly account.
That's almost $100.
I'm gonna give you a month and a half because you moved.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you that. But man, that's a long time.
That's $80 out of that.
You might as well send them things back and cancel it.
Yeah.
Oh man, but no, I sent it back immediately after I got fed up with that. But I enjoyed the basic thing. But what it sounds like Anthem tried to pull is what Destiny did on their day one. Now, you didn't play Destiny when it first came out. Unfortunately, I did. So
it was lacking day one.
Man, it was lacking. You talk about Battlefield being grindy. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront being grindy. Jeez. You had to, man, they had the, the Ingrams they dropped. And you had to pick up the different levels of, so.
Talking about original Destiny.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, original Destiny day one. So, if someone dropped an Ingram, you picked it up, you would get an item based off the color of that Ingram. So, the problem was, when you got to a certain point, you would get the purple Ingrams, which would be what you need for your level. But when you picked it up, the item you got was never purple.
Oh, okay.
The algorithm was way off. It was like a 1% for a legendary item. It's not supposed to be that bad. And when you get to that level, you're supposed to get them a lot more commonly than that. Yeah. Man, it was way off. And it was just so bad. And it took like 2 DLC updates to fix all of it. And that's when pretty much everybody jumped back on at that point. But man, it was horrible. Like I don't miss it at all. I'm glad they fixed it. And they almost repeated. History almost repeated itself with Destiny 2. They caught themselves barely. And let's just say I'm glad Destiny's on a better path now. So you can play anytime soon. Yeah. Because it's not like you're playing your GameFly games. So, but yeah.
Also free to play to some extent.
Yeah, I know about the free to play thing, but since I actually have it, I don't know how far to let you
go. It's hard for me to tell as well because I apparently I bought just about all of it and never played all the DLC.
Money to blow.
All the DLC.
Because so you have the new Shadow Key.
Because I'll jump in and I'll play it for a second and it's fun. It's extra fun. But it's like, I can't play with y'all because y'all way ahead. And I don't. And then,
well, that's why they did that. And
then it's like, I don't even like you coming down and playing with me, blowing everybody away. And I basically just got to stand there and wait for you to come rescue me.
Let's be clear. That happens either way. So
even if we were the same level.
No shade. But yeah, they implemented the thing that now it'll jump your level up.
Yeah, you're up to 750.
No, they start you off at 750.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they don't let you. Well, I have my nephew's logins on my thing, so I was like, well, I wonder what it would be if you start a new character. So I did that, and it would take you through the first little tutorial mission that everyone goes through. You get revived, blah blah blah, and it throws you right at 750. So you don't start at the bottom at all. Once that first tutorial mission is over, you're 750. So, and then the max power level is 1000. So you don't have that far to go. And when I logged on today, I noticed that next to my other characters who I haven't been playing with, there's a button that says, jump up to 900. So you don't have to do all that. I don't know what they're going to charge for that, I know last time they did that before Destiny 2 came out, you were given one for free to jump one character up to 900. And then anybody after that, you have to pay like $5. So you probably get that one free.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you want to jump back into it at any time,
dang,
you can. You were saying something earlier about the Cowboy Bebop Netflix.
Yes, delayed. It is delayed because a cast member
Don't say died. Don't say died.
Got hurt.
Oh, okay.
Injured.
Well, that's fair. I can handle that. That's good.
So it's delayed for...
Oh, it was Cho?
7 months. Oh, yeah, it was John Cho, who is playing Spike Spiegel, the main character.
Right.
Of this anime adaptation of Cowboy Bebop.
Which, for whatever reason, we're giving them...
live action adaptation of the anime.
Which, for whatever reason, the anime fan community is giving them a pass with this because there's not a good track record with video games either, but live action anime adaptations.
And Netflix has already failed.
Horribly.
Apparently. I don't know. I never watched the Death Note.
Did you see the movie, though?
No, I never
saw
you never
seen... Well, have you seen the anime or the movie? Or
I've seen some of the anime, and I actually have the whole manga series right there, but I haven't read it yet.
I don't blame you for
that. It was a gift.
It's a collector's item anyway. So.
Yeah.
But no. I mean, even if they try to argue that, because it's an anime, it takes place in Japan. Like 90% of animes take place in Japan.
Sure.
But even if they tried to say, oh, we just try to put it in America, they still missed. Way, way off. Even though people didn't like the Ghost in the Shell one, at least they were on base.
I like the Ghost in the Shell one. We don't need to talk about
it. We talking about it. We're talking about it. That's what this is about. We're talking about it. Just say what you were going to say.
All I wanted to say was that I like the Ghost in the Shell film. That was it.
Oh, you said we don't. Oh, okay.
I was saying... But we don't need to go into it.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention the whole Scarlett Johansson casting part.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's...
Okay, well, that's why I was saying go ahead and say it.
Yeah,
but yeah, for whatever reason, we're giving them a good faith thing on this because apparently the original creators are helping out to what capacity, I don't know. They just mentioned they'll be... what's the term? I guess they said they'll be in... What am I... They'll be in
talks. What are you?
No, it's a phrase they always use. And in some form, some capacity, it's not. Basically, they're saying they're not going to be officially helping with this, but we're unofficially they're going to be helping with this.
Okay.
So they went as far as to say that, and apparently they're not trying to change anything. They're trying to keep it as much as possible how it was.
So they're like outside consulting, like
at least that's the way they're making it seem. Of course, could always be a lie, but again, for whatever reason, we're giving them a good chance. And so far, the casting seems okay. I mean, it's an anime, so casting is kind of gonna be loose, but at least you can see these people playing these characters, as opposed to some other choices that have been made in the past. So. Like I said, we're kind of giving them a good pass with that. But how long did you say it was delayed for?
Earlier I read, I think 6 months. It was significant.
He must have really hurt himself.
Yeah.
Well, it is an action anime. It's like it's basically a space western.
Yeah, 7 to 9 months. Excuse me.
He must have broke something. Does it say what happened?
Yeah,
he had it just 7-9 months. He had to break something.
An onset injury. Sources describe injury as a freak accident that happened on the last take of a routine and well-rehearsed scene. It requires surgery.
It said
the way they're saying this, it seems like they don't want to say what happened exactly because they're like, it requires surgery for which Cho has been flown back to Los Angeles and an extensive rehabilitation.
Yeah, that he broke something. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Well, I will say, dog, it's a freak accident.
Yeah,
that's not something. That's not something people say on a regular basis.
Yeah, and they say that it was a routine and well-rehearsed scene, so this shouldn't have happened at all. So
sounds like something might have fell or something.
He slipped in a puddle of water or something. Took a slip and fall in the store.
Slipped on some vitamin water.
Oh man.
He slipped on some vitamin water.
Yeah.
Like
I hope he didn't like get crushed under the pressure of all this this riding on this show, because people hold Cowboy Bebop near and dear. Many people as their if it's not one of their favorite animes, it is the anime that got them into watching the anime.
I know people who can't even stand anime that like Cowboy Bebop. Well, Dragon Ball Z too, but definitely Cowboy Bebop and Dragon Ball Z. Like, they will watch no other anime, but those two, they'll watch it all day long. So yeah, no, it's a lot of riding on this.
Yeah, because secretly, I feel like Cowboy Bebop is more of a slice of life drama than an action anime to me.
Well,
because
it had. Okay.
I mean, this is about you're following the lives of bounty hunters,
in space,
just going through a day in the life. Usually, like it's not all about chasing down this one bad guy. Every episode is
something different.
Pretty much.
And it's not always about a bad guy. Sometimes they're just like catching up on their past and stuff. Sometimes.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's
make me want to rewatch
sometimes being particularly deep. In fact, I do need to rewatch it. I need to rewatch it as an adult, because I don't think
you haven't seen it since you were a kid.
Probably late teens. Yeah, probably late teens.
Oh, okay.
Last time I watched it.
When Funimation started their streaming service, I watched it again. I rewatched it when I was babysitting my nephews, and I didn't realize the oldest one woke up on the couch, and then so like I was on my phone just fiddling around, and he was like, "Hey, can you put the next one on?" I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like he was into it. He wanted to know the name of it and everything. I ended up sharing my account with him. So I rewatched it then, which was like, 3 years ago they started that streaming service, Funimation? 2 or 3 years ago? It hasn't been longer than that, has it?
I'm pretty sure it's been longer than that.
Really? Man.
Funimation's been around for a while.
Well, no, I know they've been around, but that streaming service hasn't.
Oh, you mean like, I feel like it has. I feel like it's been around 5 years.
Guess it's not. But since they've had it, I've rewatched it, so it wasn't that long ago. So it still holds pretty well.
I guess you're right. It hadn't existed as long as I'm thinking.
But either way, within a 5-year range, it holds pretty well though. It does. So you'll still get enjoyment out of it. It's definitely it was never really. Most animes aren't really that childish anyway. Well, that one definitely isn't either. Yeah. So
they were they did some kind of re-release last year, I think, because they had, I wanted to say it was a limited release of like a box set or something that came with a bunch of stuff. Because I think it had like a figure or something I was looking at, and that was why I was looking into it. But yeah, it's still very much alive. I mean, it's you wouldn't happen to know how old the series is.
Off the top of my head, no, but it is not. It's definitely one of the older ones. It's from the 90s, if not technically early 2000s. I would go out on a limb and say 2001.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said, it holds pretty well. So if you do decide to watch it again, it won't be a bore. I can guarantee that. And if anybody doesn't watch anime and you want to probably check some out, start with Cowboy Bebop. Granted, it's going to set the bar really high, but it's worth watching.
Yeah, because if
you don't like any other anime after that, it's worth watching.
Yeah, because it's high production value as well.
Yeah,
that's like just everything from the writing to the actual animation. It's just everything is well done.
And you want to know the funny thing? 1998, 1999.
Wow.
But you want to know the funny thing?
We probably didn't get it until like 2000.
Yeah, probably. No. But I found, dude, that's 8.9 out of 10.
That's great for IMDb because they'd be brutal on it.
But I found out something really interesting about it. Okay, so most animes are based off mangas of some sort. Cowboy Bebop is one that is not. It was strictly made to sell the spaceship toys, to sell those spaceships as toys.
Yeah.
And look how good it did.
Right.
I don't know how well the toy sold, but the show is phenomenal. That's crazy. That is unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say it's kind of unheard of when you think about Transformers.
I was just about to say that. But like you look at something like trying to sell toys like Transformers or He-Man, all that. Although those came way before this would have been happening, or a good time before this would have been happening. And missing a big one, Power Rangers.
Well, was Power Rangers made to sell toys?
I mean...
Well, okay, Power Rangers might have been made to sell toys.
Power Rangers
Super Sentai.
Yeah.
Which is what they take from...
Right.
It's not... Which, do they still do that? Do they still splice the Japanese version?
Oh, yeah.
They still do...
I've been... Yeah, I actually recently, last year, I decided to watch some. I, went back to the Super Sentai that, the original Power Rangers is based on, which is...
I'm guessing it's not their first season.
It's not their first season at all. I can't remember. It's like 20-something.
What?
It was...
Is that many of those? I knew it was a lot, but...
This has existed since the 70s.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Super Sentai.
I didn't know that. I figured maybe the 80s, but... That's a long time.
So they just started...
And they still make Super Sentai.
Yeah, so they started... the first Power Rangers where Super Sentai was currently at the time.
Oh wow!
So they're seasons behind. I think the Super Sentai one is called Zoo Ranger or something.
You don't even have to get into it. I've looked it up before, which is how I know about it. But I know they changed, just like we changed the title of Power Rangers. They do the same thing, so it's all over the place.
It's hella different.
Matter of fact, another thing I found out about that was you know how they have the special rangers on the side sometimes? There was the Gold Ranger, there was the Phantom Ranger.
Sure.
They aren't usually part of that team.
Yeah.
That the Americans, that when we put it on Power Rangers, those special rangers aren't usually a part of that team at all. Cause I think the White Ranger, he's not originally with that group. Even remotely.
Yeah.
They just happened to see him and was like, hey, let's do that. Matter of fact, the Green Ranger, they had to make some of the... Yeah, they had to... And it's funny what things you catch as a kid that you don't, that don't get past you as an adult. So they apparently made a lot of their own scenes for the Green Ranger, so they had to remake the costume. But when we remade the costume, we didn't put that much money into it. So the little gold vest that the Green Ranger wears, we had some aluminum foil thing. When they had some gold hard plastic, and it's so obvious as an adult. But as a kid, I paid that no attention.
I actually didn't know about that part of it.
Yeah, because we ended up coming up with our own little story for the Green Ranger and Tommy and all that.
Yeah.
So,
because spoiler alert, in Super Sentai, Green Ranger dead. Green Ranger died. There was no more Green Ranger.
He didn't come back as the White Ranger. But no, like I said, the White Ranger don't even have anything to do with that group.
Yeah, but Jason David Frank, who played Green Ranger in America, was so popular. He was the most popular Power Ranger. He
still is. They still throw him on that show.
Still is. They couldn't kill him. Like, they couldn't.
They couldn't
he
justify
had
killing
to go
him off.
on. They were like, we have to have Tommy Oliver because, like, he's selling. So
yeah, they
eventually made him the White Ranger and phased the Green Ranger out in the American series.
I definitely remember that. But and it was something else about the budget that I ended up. Someone pointed out. I forgot what I was watching. It's one of those little things on YouTube. You know, come across them all the time. But apparently, the Red Ranger sword was like just spray paint and duct tape. And it was painfully obvious in some scenes. Again, the things you overlook as a kid that don't slide past. It's like when they showed the scene, and it's like quick scenes because they didn't want no one to notice. I was like, oh man, I saw that.
Do you know about like the major differences between the?
I know of some
because it's like.
They're very
not even ballpark.
Yeah, no, they're way out there. Because I know someone told me that the Power Rangers in space we have in Super Sentai, yes, they are in space, but they're in space. They trapped in the space video game.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that.
It's like I said, it's completely different. So we end up coming with our own thing, which is why I'm surprised they're still splicing fight scenes from the show in the first place, because I would think
they are, because I started watching the last season just to see what Power Rangers was talking about now.
Yeah, I understand.
And I see why people can be into that. I see why kids can be into that. It's like, man, this is entertaining. And then I'm like, I wonder what they do with this in the Japanese version. And it's just like, that's the same scene, because I thought they were doing different stuff now. Like, I thought maybe they take the designs and everything, but they're not gonna literally splice scenes together like the show.
Apparently they do.
No, the whole thing. And it's so it's so funny because in the last season, like, I forgot what kind of things they were supposed to be. I want to say they were cars and stuff. They were mixed up. Like, they weren't all like the same kind of things, like original Power Ranger series. They all animals.
Yeah, they all had like dinosaurs, and it was like all animals and
this one, like, one guy was I think the Yellow Ranger was a garbage truck.
Was a garbage
truck. And he was like,
"That's cool."
He was like, "Why am I a garbage truck?"
I would ask the same thing.
And I think in the American version, he was like, "Oh, this is so cool." But in Japan, it was like, "Why am I a garbage truck? What's going on here?"
Wait, so they were all just like community vehicles or something?
I think that was the thing. Like, they were.
You know what?
No, I can't remember what they all were, because one was just like Ultraman looking thing. He just a person.
Man, that's a rip off. I'd really be mad about that dump truck.
Yeah,
he get a dump truck and he get a super suit.
Right. Yeah, it was just like a little because they had. I feel like it's all a blur because I was like binging it, and it's it was completely hard to follow.
I haven't seen it since
funny.
I had to stop babysitting my nephews, which was a long time ago. So
in the American version, Pink Ranger bad. That's why I was watching it. I ain't gonna lie. She grown.
I was about to say she better be grown. You saying that on this podcast?
She grown. All I'm saying. And with that, I think it's it might be time to cut this.
All right, well.
We've been going on long. I mean, this is probably
Yeah, but an
hour and a half. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I feel like it's been a minute.
I think we said our piece. Got a little taste of what the show is gonna be like. Hopefully more structured next time.
Definitely more structured.
Gotta work on
next
that
time.
more. I know
we're gonna have some growing pains. Bear with us.
Yeah.
I'm DJ.
All right. I'm Al, and we'll see you next time.